Hi, in this video, I want to teach you about my Excel spreadsheet method for working up tempos. I discovered this for myself in grad school, and I imagine that all of you have a similar method. This is my tried and true method, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have about it. So anyway, as you can see on my screen, I've made up a fake audition. Let's say I'm auditioning for the Orlando Philharmonic for principal flute, and let's say there's 5 excerpts on the list. So I list whatever I'm working on. Now these are 5 separate excerpts, but I could have a piece that I'm working on, let's say the Muchinsky Sonata for flute, and I might say rehearsal letter A, B, C, D, etc. So this method works for anything that you're trying to work up the tempo. So again, in this case, I've just chosen some famous excerpts for flute. And then I've also listed my goal tempos. So for the Firebird, eighth note equals 228 beats per minute. Daphnis, eighth equals 68. Midsummer Night's Dream, dotted quarter equals 74. Leonore, half equals 120. And Fawn, Afternoon of a Fawn, eighth equals 84. And these are really kind of my preferences. Yours may vary. So you'll notice I actually have 2 slow excerpts on here. So sometimes I include my slow excerpts along with my fast ones just so that I have a practice log that I can record all of the work I'm doing. So anyway, I've listed what I'm working on the top, and let's just assume that my audition is on January 8th. That way it's 2 months from today. So this is also a little bit of a course in Excel, possibly. So the little box at the bottom will auto-fill things. And if all you have is one date, then when it auto-fills, it's going to automatically fill in sequentially. So that's what we want. So January 8th is our fictitious audition date. So we've got 2 months to get these tempos where they need to be. And so what I do is I say, when do I want my tempos to be at their final destination? Not on the audition day, right? I want to be able to be at goal tempo for a while. Let's say I want to be there within 2 weeks. So here's 1 week before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, Christmas. Good. So on Christmas, I need to be at my goal tempos. So in that cell, I fill in 228. I fill in 68. I fill in 74, 120, and 84. And if I also put one more of the same, so these were my 2 slow excerpts, and I highlight them and then I drag the square. So it's 84 and 84. They're the same. And this should auto-populate with 84 the whole time. Same with 68. And actually, I forgot to take that past Christmas. So I'm going to highlight those 2 again and drag it down. All right. So for the fast excerpts, I almost always take my fast excerpts really, really, really slow and kind of work them up fundamentally. And then as the click gets faster, I know that I've done all the fundamental work. I know where my airstream is supposed to be aimed. My fingers know what they're doing. My tongue knows what it's doing. I'm much more successful getting things at tempo if I start really slow. So let's pick 40. And you, of course, can go slower than 40. But I usually start at 40 on any given excerpt, no matter how many times I've played it. So I'm, of course, not going to type in 40 here, or else it would keep me at 40. But I say, okay, my goal tempo is 228. My starting tempo is 40. What is the very least amount of increase I need to do per day to get myself all the way from eighth equals 40 to 228 by Christmas? So I take 40 from 228, which is 188. 188 divided by, that looks like 48 days, give or take. That means it needs to increase by 4 clicks a day. Okay, so the next day, if I started on 40, the next day would be 44. And then Excel will do all the rest for us. So you highlight the first two, and so it's saying, oh, I see your pattern is to add 4 every day. And you can see it's adding 4. I'm going to stop on Christmas Eve. Boom. Perfect. 4 clicks and then it's 228. And then after Christmas, I maintain my 228 beats per minute. Okay. Then Midsummer Night's Dream, I'm looking to get to 74. This is a much smaller increment. So 74 minus 40 is 34. So I need to get up 34 clicks in 48 days. 30, what did I say? 34 clicks in 48 days. And it's 0.7. So that means every 2 days I need to get it 1.5 clicks. Another way to think of that is every 4 days I need it to go up 3 clicks. So you could say if in 4 days I need it to be up 3 clicks, you could say like 41, 42, 42, 43. And then I don't know if it'll auto-populate this. So let's actually be precise. So it said 0.7. So I could say by this day I need 40.7. Whoops. And then on this day I need 41.4. Actually, I didn't even need to do that because the program will do the math for me. So 41.4, it goes on. And then by the time, where does it actually get to 74? Okay. Math wasn't quite right that time around, but you get the drift. So 74, and then I'll maintain 74 for the rest of 2018. And the last one, I'm trying to get to 120. If I start at 40, that means I need to gain 80 clicks in 48 days. 48 days, oh, I'm sorry, 80 divided by 48 days is 1.6. So again, I can call this one 41.67 or 41.7 maybe. Okay, and then it does the math for me. Boom. 120. I'm going to have it at tempo from Christmas on. And now here's the reason why, in my opinion, this is much better than maintaining a practice log and just saying kind of however fast you're able to get to in a single day. I think our bodies like to move at the slowest possible increment. And so this is determining mathematically what that smallest increment is so that we can do the least amount of work in order to get to our destination. So then what I do is I would print this out normally and keep it with my excerpts, and then I would cross off the tempo marking as I got to it each day. I have a little more rigorous standard than just saying like it has to get to 40. I usually say I have to be able to play it perfectly. That means all notes, all rhythms, no cracking, correct dynamics, correct articulations, good tone. All of that is a perfect run if all of it goes well. I have to do that 5 times in a row at my given tempo there. Let's say I've done really well. I've hit all of my markers for the first few days, and then let's say I have to travel and there's just no way for me to practice that day. Let's say on the 11th I have to travel. Well, on the 12th, when I get the flute to my face again, So I've done all of this, and now I'm on the 12th. I'm not allowed to just kind of work up from 48 to 56. I need to work from 48 to 52, do a run of Daphnis at 68 perfectly. Midsummer Night's Dream, I need to start at 41.4 and get it to 42.1. I need to get Leonore to 45.1. I need to play Afternoon Fawn. Then I need to go to Firebird and get it to 56. Do another Daphnis. So I always like to go sequentially through my excerpts so that once again my body is given the opportunity to take the smallest increments possible. So that is my magical Excel spreadsheet method for learning how to get the tempo up in technical passages. I'm super excited to learn what your strategies are for the same sort of thing.